Welcome to Life in the God Lane, my YouTube channel. I'm Tom West. Hope you'll subscribe to this channel. Push the bell so you can get notified every time I roll one of these things out. I do one every day, two on Friday, a main message, and then the power verse for the day. And this is my power verse for the day, January 3rd, 2022. And I call this message, even when I'm old and gray. Even when I'm old and gray. I was born 73 years ago today. And as a teen and as a young man, I could be a Yahoo. I spent a year, 1967, working in an old style gas station on Highway 66 in Flagstaff, Arizona, my hometown. I was 18 years old and hoping not to get drafted. Solved that the next year, 1968, by enlisting. But for about a week in 1967, I partied at night and just didn't make it home for a week. And I still lived with my mom, my parents. One night, I was playing pool at Ham's Billiard Parlor after work. I spent a lot of time playing pool at Ham's Billiard Parlor. And guess what happened? My pastor came in. His name was Loren Emerson. Loren Emerson. He asked if I'd play him a game of pool. And I told him I would. And you know what? He played pretty tough, but I beat him. I was pretty good in those days because I spent so much time doing it. And when he was leaving, and I'll never forget this moment, he looked at me and he said this. He said, "Tom, why don't you go home and see your mom? She's worried about you." And I looked at him and I had my attention. And I said, "Thanks." And later that night I dropped by to see my mom. That happened over 55 years ago. I've never forgotten it. I've never forgotten that moment. God was teaching a young knucklehead. Look at Psalm 71, 17 and 18. It says, "Since my youth, O God, you've taught me, and to this day I declare your marvelous deeds. Even when I'm old and gray, do not forsake me, O God, till I declare your power to the next generation, your might to all who are to come." God has some amazing ways to teach us, even when we're young bozos, which I certainly was when I was 18 years old. He's taught me since my youth, and I declare his marvelous deeds. That's what I'm about. That's what I want to do. Now I'm a little bit old and gray, but I'm not done. He won't forsake me until I declare his power to the next generation, till I declare his might to all who are to come. He will not forsake me until I got that done. I don't have it done yet, but I'm working on it. In 1997, I went to Tucson, Arizona for my dad's funeral. And Loren Emerson was there. He lived in Tucson there. And 30 years after he found me at Ham's playing pool, I hooked up with Loren Emerson again. And we had a moment to remember 1967 together. Now in 1997, I was pastoring a church in Porterville, California, had been in ministry since 1974. Loren made it clear that he was proud of me. And I'm just thinking about him today. I'm thinking about him today because God used him to teach me. My mission today, pretty simple. Proclaim God's power to the next generation. I'm not done. That's why I do this YouTube channel. Bless your heart. I'll see you tomorrow. I teach something every day. Plan to do it 365 days a year, as long as I'm breathing. Asking God for 100 years so I can keep teaching for a long time. I want to give people a biblical worldview filled with the power of Christ. See you tomorrow.